Well, okay, what I've got, where we're at, we've got the top glued up. The glue has dried where I could use it. I'm going to try something a little different today. I'm going to put these dowels in place. All they're there for is to prevent, it's like when you're putting Formica on a countertop, it prevents from if they do touch, they doesn't stick. So what I'll do is I'll work from the back, then I'll remove a dowel when I need to, and the idea is just again to give to ensure that I don't end up making a mistake in touching, because if you do, then it creates a little bit of a mess. This glue, really, you got to think about it. It's just like the old weather stripping type contact glue. When it touches, it just grabs. It's got a pretty much 100% grab. You can take it apart and redo it, but it kind of can have potential of leaving kind of a lumpy mess, and then that's going to showing through there. So this is just again a safeguard, and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. Now the next thing, making sure, I want to do something, tilt this up a little bit higher. There we go, and then that should work fine. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I got it back here. I'm going to take it and we'll see. I didn't put glue again all over the vinyl. I just put it where I need it for right now. That way it keeps some stuff from sticking. So now what I'll do is I'll take this, if we go the other way, and this is where again you feel like you're literally you really need to be a three-arm paper hanger to do this. It's very similar. Kind of. Okay. There we go. Kind of hold it like this. Okay, and then again, this is my guide. This blue along here, that's going to be my guide. So what we'll do, we'll take off the first one. Okay, and then stretch it over. You gotta stretch it over the corner, okay? And then you want to make sure everything is nice and tight as you go over that back. And again, your thumb's going to be sore because you got to go up and over. Again, you're pushing from where it's glued down to where it's not, in order to make sure that it's nice and tight. Then you do what you need to. Okay. Now see, I made a little bit of a mistake. Let me loosen it up. It hasn't stuck yet. Try and get this loose. This is the reason I advise people that if you can, you really need to think this is a two-person job. But again, I don't have that luxury right now. Okay. And again, you just take your time using your thumb to push it back from where it's glued to where it's not glued. And then you'll end up just slowly, and I mean slowly, taking your time, running the glued up area. And again, you see I got the sides flipped where they're where I can just gingerly apply the where it doesn't touch. Okay. There we go. I think I'm good. So far it's looking pretty good. Okay, now let's come over here and we're going to make sure that this, there you go, that looks good. So much for that idea. I had put a couple of paint cans underneath to level it, but that's okay. We'll just keep going. So it seems to be working. And there we go. Again, be on the lookout for any debris. There we go. Got that. Okay, and then let me put this, and that looks good there. Looks real good, okay? Now we can remove this. Let's just pull this a little forward. Okay. It looks like they're staying. Yeah, they are staying where they need to be. That's great. Okay. Now, I think I've said this before. You got to really make sure your glue is dry. In other words, it needs to be clear. And it's, again, the reason being is it can be a real challenge. There we go. To get. And again, I'm picking up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Let me see here. Let me make sure. There we go. Okay. And again, I'm trying to make sure I get the edge put down on right on that blue. That way I know if I'm on the blue tape, around the edge of the blue tape, I'm doing just fine. There we go. Okay, we're almost halfway here. So, then let me go ahead, look again. And again, all those dowels, their whole purpose for being is to help me keep it from sticking when I don't want it to stick. Okay. And it seems to be working well. Okay, now let me see here. There we go. The other thing I was going to mention is one of the nice things, but it's a double-edged sword, is using this type of material is because it actually has a little, you can kind of stretch it around a little bit, which really can be quite helpful when you're trying to putting it down. So there we go. That looks good. Again, you're using your hand to just push it down. We're a little over halfway. Well, actually, a little bit better than that. And then now, let me get that down. There you go. And there you go. Okay, we got that. Okay, we pull this one out of the way. But going back to the fact that it's got some stretch to it, you can kind of, but at the same time you got to be careful because you can deform the material and you create other problems. But for now, this is helpful, making sure everything goes onto the line. This is going to take both hands to make sure of that. There we go. Got it. Okay, let's get this moved a little bit. There we go. I just want to make sure I'm keeping everything tight. Because if it's not tight, you're going to end up with rolls and other stuff. Okay. Okay. I wish you could see it how it is turning out here. It's looking really sharp back here. Okay, now we're going to drill this one. And then we'll do the same here. Okay, pulling that tight. There we go. Now, we'll go ahead now and get these. Okay, and so now we take this out. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just put this to the edge. And then now I can start doing this, making this a little easier. There we go. There, and then that's looking real good, actually. Okay, I'm gonna make sure we get it tight all the way across, and I think we do. Next thing, the last dowel, thank goodness. Now what we're going to do, we got to go around, and again I'm just going to do it the same way. I'm going to just inch it up a little bit, making sure I'm right on that line over here. And I let that one run a little bit loose in case there's a problem with the wrinkle. I can take it out from there, buddy. And so now I'm going to go ahead, and this is kind of more of a game of feel at this point. Because again, you want to make sure you're pushing everything out where you don't have a wrinkle. Okay. Good, got that. Okay, so now I got that all the way to there. Now, I don't know about you, I'm pretty happy about that. Make sure again. Okay, go over the edge a little. There we go. Now I don't have any glue on the front yet, and I did that intentionally. Okay, so now, make sure this is tight. There it is, okay. So now, I'm going to take this, and there's a couple of places here and there I just need without going all the way. And that's just making sure everything's nice and tight. Looks good from here. Okay, there we go. And I usually really get the seams pretty heavy. Making sure that we got it. Okay, I am very pleased how this turned out. I think that looks good. I'll bring the camera over here. I'm just right now making sure I got everything. And again, if there's a little bubble, using an X-Acto knife, you can hit the bubble and massage it out. Looking, I don't think I see any. But anyway, let me get the camera and I'll show you what it looks like and how it looks. Like I say, I'm pretty proud of how this came out. Okay. Ooh, that's kind of gives you a headache, doesn't it? Okay. Okay, the battery is about out, so let me hurry up and get this, show you what this looks like, get my finger out of the way. See the seam, how it looks. It's uniform all the way, as straight as it could be. There's a little bubble there. I may have to puncture that. But let's look at here. Seam looks really good there too. So I am real pleased how this looks. And I'll go ahead, we're gonna go ahead now and do the front, and I'll sign off and sign back in when I get ready. Okay, thanks again for watching.